welcome back to the port. I'm the Guépratte Major, and this is a review of the American Tier 5 premium battleship USS California, available in the Bureau, or researchable in the Bureau I should say. Now, this is a Tier 4 and 5 game of Capture the Base on Fault Line on the enemy team with an A-caster, a Collinsburg, an Omaha, a Bowdoin, a Dallas, a Pensacola, and a division with a California, a Koenig, and a New York. Now spawned on the left hand side, and so I'm making a lumbering dash for the left hand side to head down the safety of that gap in the islands, I guess you could say. Just going to see if this Koenig turns broadside on. Yeah, I think it does. Right, let's do that. So USS California was the second ship of the Tennessee class battleships, and if you want to know more about the Tennessee class battleships, Draco Vanel has done a review that we carded top right now, and that is 7 minutes long. Now, USS California was launched in 1919, so she did miss the First World War, but she was present at Pearl Harbor when the Japanese carried out their attack in December 1941. Now, she was sunk in shallow water following a number of bomb hits and torpedo hits. However, she was salvaged, repaired and refitted, and served in the Pacific Theatre in the latter half of the Second World War. Now, if you'd like to know more about USS California, Dragon for Now has also done a 5-minute guide on her, which will be carded top right now, and that is 7 minutes and 48 seconds long. Now, both of those reviews by Dragon for Now will also be on the end screen, so there's no rush to go to them straight away. Now, in comparison to the Tech Tree Tier 5 battleships, USS California, survivability wise, she has the highest base HP and HP pool. She has good armor values, same as the New Mexico almost. And then she has the joint best torpedo reduction with the New Mexico, which has a reduction of 40%, so a very chunky reduction of torpedo damage should you end up having to take any. Now, this gap looks alright, no destroyers spotted as yet. And the two cruisers that were possibly threatening my position have both been sunk. Just going to quickly flick up the stern and then try and tuck back in. Get ourselves a nice healthy amount of damage on the enemy. Talking about damage in guns, USS California comes with 12 14-inch guns in 4 triple turrets. We have A turret, B turret super firing up front, and then we have X turret super firing over Y turrets at the rear. Now, these guns have an average caliber for the tier. You've got a good number of guns, however it should be noted that you do have the shortest range and an average reload speed. They've also got a slow traverse speed. And when it comes to the shells, you have the lowest HE shell damage and the lowest fire chance, along with an average AP shell damage. I was just waiting for the Koenig to make the first turn there. Now, what does all these shell damages add up to? Well, you end up having a below average HE and AP DPM, along with the below average fires per minute of only 6. Maneuverability wise, this is where she comes with 2 traits. She's slow and she's agile. Now, when it comes to those traits, yeah, I agree with those. She is slow. In fact, she's actually the slowest at 20.5 knots. Agile, I guess that probably relates to her turning circle, which is the second best turning circle at the tier. However, she does have the slowest rudder shift, and that should be enough. There we go. So, just noting that I'm literally at the halfway house, but I think I'm going to push on to the objective. Then she also has the second slowest rudder shift, so slow rudder shift but decent turning circle. Concealment wise, you do have the shortest detectability range, which is actually quite nice because of your short gun range. Going on to consumables, she does have 3 repair parties, and these heal 291 HP per second for 28 seconds. That means a single repair party will heal 8,148 HP. She also comes with 3 catapult fighters, which can be swapped out for 3 spotter aircraft should you wish to have an increased accuracy, but she comes, like with most American battleships, she's quite accurate, so I don't really think the spotting aircraft is that worthwhile, and I'd much rather have a longer duration aircraft up in the air to help spot incoming torpedoes and enemy ships. Damage control party, is always worth noting that she does have that American style damage control party, so it still has an 80-second reload, but it has a 20-second duration. So what that means is you'll be immune to incapacitations, fires and flooding for longer when that's active. So if you're coming under a sustained fire, you can kind of know that if you use your damage control party to, say, get rid of a couple of fires, then you're also going to be immune for about 20 seconds to catching fire again. Now, modules wise, will be down in the description along with the commander build used during this game, but I should let you know that I have gone for the secondary battery mod in the first slot and the propulsion mod in the second slot. What you'll note with my commander build is it is a little strange. I've gone for Dewey, inspired by Bruce Fraser and Guépratte, and the reason being is I'm just trying to put as much speed into the California as possible, because slow lumbering battleships just aren't exactly my cup of tea, is the best way to put it. I'd rather have something a little bit faster. Might explain why HMS Hood is probably one of my favourite battleships. Yeah, the Pensacola's turning out. We'll see what we can do. So, although she comes with a base speed of 20.5 knots in a straight line, I have managed to actually buff it out to 23.2 knots in a straight line, which is a lot more, well, it makes me a bit more happier. Now, if you have enjoyed the review, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. One thing I'm always having to note with myself when I'm playing the California is that she's not a British battleship. It's one of the issues I'm always having to remember that when I have AP loaded I have to aim for the waterline, because when I play British I have to aim at the deck line, so it's just trying to override that, I guess, self-taught. Slowly chipping away, but not massive amount of damage happening as yet. The California definitely has the Pensacola in sights, and I don't really blame him because he'd be able to overmatch the California, the Pensacola, I should say. However, he's turning up, broadside onto me, so we'll see if we can punish him for that, which we've been able to do. So that's one nice thing about the California. When angled, she's quite survivable. Her guns accurate. Even though they're only 14 inches, they do hit hard. I think that's a nice little proof of it. Proof in the pudding there. So you can see that when he's angled and I'm angled against him, it's all just bounces. Yeah, I think my only way of faulting the California at the moment, I guess you could say, is her turret traverse speed base is actually quite slow, so I do think you might want to look into doing something with the turret traverse speed. The rudder shift is acceptable, I guess you could say. I haven't really got any issue with the rudder shift. Speed wise, obviously I do have an issue with speed. But yeah, no, I mean, if you like American battleships or you like battleship play, is she worthwhile in the Bureau? Yeah, I think she is worthwhile. For me, I've got enough tier 5s that I prefer to play, so I haven't really been playing the California that much since I got her, only the past couple of days, in order to get some experience for the review and for the Let's Play, which will be coming out on Friday, or will be available on Thursday as early access for patrons. But yeah, no, quite enjoyable. Well, we should be able to get a victory in this game, and I'm just seeing that Collinsburg is actually parked broadside on. Why? Of course I only get 2 overpens. And another overpen. Oh well, I think we're just going to be securing the game for the win. If you haven't already, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, I'd like to say thank you very much, guys, for your continued support and contributions. As always, down in the description will be the ship modules, the commander build, and the email address of the channel should you wish to send in your own game captures for the community video on a Monday. And also down there will be a link to Patreon should you wish to support the channel, as the channel is a non-monetized channel and will always be a non-monetized channel. Well, until the end of the game, I think we can have a little bit of Colonel Bogey's March. And here we are at the end screen, so only 84,000 damage, nothing special, and it was a tier 4 and 5 game, so it's not exactly the kind of situation I'd prefer to be bottom tier review, but if you end up with a review where you're top tier, I guess there's not much you can really do about it, unfortunately. But yeah, looking through, 40 hits on target, 1 ship sunk, 1 citadel, 1 citizen capture, so quite amusing, the battleship actually getting the capture done at the end. Going to the teams, second on the team, best battleship in the game. Yeah, there was another battleship. Yeah, okay, no, fair enough. I'll take that. And going on to the economy, obviously the California, being a premium ship, does have a reduced ship service cost, so she does make a decent profit at tier 5. Should you be looking to grind up credits? So obviously have made myself a nice tidy profit there at the end of the day. Well, all in all, I'm quite happy with that, and I hope you have enjoyed the review. Until next time, I'm the Guépratte Major, and back to the port.